All right, guys, so we are now live for another episode of the Social Marketing Hour. Super excited to be here with you guys on this Thursday morning. Wow, so we got a little bit more than 2 months left in the year. Isn't that incredible? What a roller coaster year it has been. But it's been a great year for a lot of businesses, and that's for sure. And when you focus only on the negative, you ignore that opportunity that a lot of people have taken advantage of along the way. There's a lot of people in my agency, a lot of clients in my organization, a lot of brands that I manage that we have been breaking records. True story, Natural Slim, which if you guys are here, if you're joining me on a podcast or if you're joining me on Facebook or on YouTube right now, you guys know that I have a brand called Natural Slim, which we've been growing for many years now, and it's all built on the strategy that I keep on teaching and I keep on preaching about every single day. But this particular business right here in the United States in the middle of COVID has broken records every single month in the year 2020. So it's never happened before. We're talking about 13 total years that we've been in business. And in the United States since 2007 at this point. And we've never had what we've been going through in the year 2020. In 2020, it's been 10 straight months. October is really close to it too, of highest ever in revenue in a month. It's exciting. Obviously, we're playing a team. It's almost like, you know, we're playing our own individual game here with ourselves, and we have a great organization, and we're all pushing each other, and there's a lot of great people here. So we're pushing each other to make ourselves better along the way, just driving my dad's mission because it's his content, his education, his model, his technology, and all we're doing is we're putting that energy there. But COVID has given us an opportunity, and it's because we've been set up for it. It's almost like we were prepared to deal with a scenario like the one that we're going through right now. In this particular scenario, the world has transitioned over to the internet, has accelerated over to the internet quite fast. And that includes social media. So I have been blessed. I have been lucky enough that I was already trained in the world of social media well enough that I was able to leverage that opportunity. We're still just getting started. But this evolution into the internet, this fast acceleration is not slowing down. I mean, you see already companies like Google and Apple announcing that they're going to be working from home and their workforces are going to be at home. And you see all these companies transitioning over to the internet. And I've seen it nonstop over the last 6-7 months already. It's happening. And there's still a lot of opportunity. It's almost like the wild, wild west all over again. Instead of fighting for territory, we're fighting for online space over here, online territory. And that opportunity is still going on right now. And my mission is to get that opportunity presented to you in a way that you can understand it so you can also be a part of that opportunity. Ride that wave, because that wave is happening with or without you. You cannot change it. You might as well go ahead and ride it. Today I have a very special guest, and I'm going to get to him in a minute. He's already here waiting for us. This is for me is a very special social marketing hour because this individual, we go way back, all right? It feels like 100 years by now, but the first time that I actually got on a public stage, he was there to listen to my seminar. We didn't know each other yet. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. I didn't think I was supposed to be on that stage. I didn't feel like it. I felt I should have... I don't know, like it's one of those things that when you're a speaker, you go for all these doubts about yourself. And I was new in the world of speaking. I was actually already getting positioned with a good friend of mine now and a mentor of mine. His name is Ben Cummins, also a mentor of our guest today. And he said, hey, can you come and speak at my event? And I said, me? Come speak? I didn't even know I knew how to speak other than just rant things to my friends and family. And he said, yeah, please come tell them what you're doing. And I said, okay, let's do it. And then he brought me to the event and I delivered a presentation and my good friend, Kamhi, was there. And we're going to talk about his business today. And we're going to talk about all the strategies that he's incorporated and also how he did this incredible transition with the help of my organization, of course. Without him, we couldn't do any of that stuff. But how he's done this transition into becoming an e-commerce brand. He's not only an Amazon brand. Basically that it's under the control of Amazon. If somebody wakes up on the wrong side of bed in the Amazon world and they decide to press a button, you lose your business, right? How did he actually take control of his brand and become not only an Amazon brand, an e-commerce powerful brand. So we're going to talk about that process today. This individual was there from my start as an educator, as a marketer, as an individual that felt that he had a responsibility over others in the world of marketing. He was there from the start. He followed along. He invested in my courses. He's followed the technology. He's seen step by step what I've been doing over the years. And at some point in at the end of 2019, he became a client for AGM Marketing. And we've been doing so much incredible stuff with his brand. So we want to talk to you guys about that story today. Without further ado, I'm going to bring my dear friend 𝗟𝗘𝗏 to the stage. One second, and I think I have him here now. You guys are seeing him. Jay, can you hear me well?
Yes, Manuel, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
I'm awesome, man, awesome. Thank you for saying all those nice things about me. I
remember. Man, yeah, go ahead, Jay.
I remember that initial meeting at Ben Cummings, and I'm watching you speak, and I remember something that Ben Cummings says, you want to hitch your wagon to a rising star, because if that star goes up, you go up. And I looked at you and I said, man, that is a rising star. I need to hitch my wagon to him really quick.
That's awesome, Jay. I remember talking to you on the hallway or something, and we kind of had an instant click. We had affinity for each other right away. So it's been great because I keep on seeing your growth too, and you've seen my growth and what I've done, and we ended up connecting powers, and now we're doing something incredible. Didn't we just break records yesterday on your sales on e-commerce?
It's amazing. It's amazing. That was a main goal. Is like you said, Amazon controls your customer list. They control your products. They can shut you down anytime they want. They have control of your destiny, of your life. And the big people that we're talking about, Ben Cummings and others, and you need to have a brand that's off Amazon, because if they shut you down, you can open up again. So that was the main goal for me, and I'm so happy to see the statistics that you're producing. It's amazing.
It's very exciting. Well, you make our lives a lot easier when you have quality products like the ones that you have, fun products that we can work with. Yesterday, I was talking, and we'll talk about some more about your products, but yesterday I was talking, Chris, hand me over that cute little figure right there. I was talking to my coaching program students, and this is something that I'll share with you that it's gonna make sense to a lot of people. In the social media world, all right, in the social media world, the way that you can actually succeed, there's two routes in which you can be quite successful. You can do the natural slim route. The natural slim route, it's a very competitive market with a lot of people out there that have the same or similar products. Supplements of all these guys, I mean, it's all the same products. It's vitamins. You got supplements, and you got Russian adaptogens, and you got magnesium, and it's all the same. Some of them are a little bit higher quality than the others, but there's another million of us. Now, we have some formulas, and these formulas are very good, and my dad worked really hard on these formulas, but in the end, we have another million brands out there that are like us. So on that road right there, you can actually, what you can do is that this is your only path on social media. You have to become a person that makes a difference, that provides a lot of value, that educates, that differentiates themselves. And when you do that, you will be able to eventually penetrate no matter how competitive the market is, and people will buy your products. That's one route. The other route is to go the 𝗟𝗘𝗏 route. The route of Elon Musk, the route of like the Ronin devices. Steve, hand me that device over there. All right, right here. These things right here are unique. You don't really have competition. You have uniqueness. You have creativity. You have something that is a differentiator. If you guys don't know what this device is, by the way, it's something. It's an incredible device. I think it's worth, this piece of metal is worth about $800, and you put a camera in it, and it stabilizes the whole thing. It's magical. Well, this thing is quite special because this thing, nobody else has it. And when they came out, you can go straight to market and you can sell a lot of these products because nobody else has them. And you don't have to go through the route of providing a lot of value and nurturing and bringing identities into the list. None of that stuff. So when Jay comes in and he creates something like this,
I have a running war with the media. They are among the most dishonest human beings on earth.
This is unique. So we have had a lot of fun with this. Again, we're not having a political show here today, all right? We're talking about uniqueness. He has a unique series of products that nobody else really has out there. He's been doing this for a long time, and because of that, we have had a lot of fun going straight to market with great content. And Jay, our content like that we put together for your brand, what you might not know, Jay, is that we have so much fun with it. It's almost like we're going to the playground, and our guys are like, they stop doing other things that are important also for the company because they're having so much fun doing your content. It's entertaining for them, right? So because of that, these guys were doing some great content, but it's like direct selling. So you have to choose which route are you on. Are you a Kamhi? Are you an Elon Musk or whatever, and you can go straight to the market with your unique product? Or are you just like a billion other people, and you have to differentiate yourself with a nurture process, with being a Dr. Berg, being a Frank Suarez like my dad, being a Grant Cardone, even myself. How many marketers out there do we have that preach about marketing and sell their products? Well, in my case, this is my road. The way that I built AGM is through my content, through my education, through my consistency on being a personal brand, and that's how I build people into my world. Kamhi would not be here as a client if it wasn't because I positioned myself as an authority in front of him many, many times. Right, Jay?
Completely correct, Manuel.
Right, Jay. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your story and your brand, since I know I told a little bit about it already, but tell us a little bit about your story, and then we'll try to give people a roadmap for accomplishing similar success.
Absolutely. So let me start a little bit with my backstory. I can compress it all into 3 or 4 minutes so people get a sense of who I am and where I came from. Basically, I'm going to ask you a very important question, Manuel, and this could be life-changing, and your audience should answer this as well. You ready?
Yeah, everybody answer this question, all right? And the comments on YouTube, on Facebook. If you guys are on the podcast listening to this, which you might be, send us a message, all right? And what is the answer to this question? Go for it, Jay.
Okay. First of all, have you ever heard of a TV show or a movie called The Addams Family?
Who hasn't?
Okay, good. And do you remember a character called Thing?
The one that was a hand, right? Yeah.
Yes, it was a hand. It was a moving hand. It could think, it could feel, it could understand. Very good, Manuel. We should hire you to do the next movie. Yeah. And I was in love with this thing when I was a kid. I thought, wouldn't it be a great friend to have? And I used to ask my parents, can you please get me a thing? But unfortunately, stores did not sell intelligent severed hands. So when I was out of high school, I needed to make a little extra money before college. And I was passing by a store, and I saw this hand.
Put it more towards that. Yeah, there. They're in the middle of the screen, so put them out the other side, your right side. There. We can see it there. Yeah. Wow. That is freaky. That's Halloween stuff right there, Jay.
Yeah. And I saw this in the window, and I thought, the thing I loved as a child, it's here. I can't believe it. So I decided.
So for those of you in the podcast, for those of you listening on the podcast, he's showing a hand that looks like the thing, which is, it's an incredible toy right there. Okay, go on, Jay.
Moving around, battery operated. So I decided to sell these hands on the sidewalks of New York City.
Wow.
And I set up a whole display of these hands moving around, doing crazy things. And nobody in New York had ever seen anything like that. And we sold out the first day. And I told my father that night, I'm not going to college. He goes, what are you going to do? I said, I am going to sell hands on the sidewalks of New York City. That's my career.
That is so good. That is so good. Did you call these hands Fing? Did you connect them with Addams Family?
Yeah, absolutely. This was the thing from the Addams Family. Plus, it was a very handy gift for people. And instead of asking for a handout from people, I was actually making my own way.
And here's another lesson, right? Like you actually took a hot subject. Addams Family was hot at that point. A lot of
Yes.
people were consuming it. They were watching the films. It was like super trendy. I remember me being a young child, and I don't know, maybe I was 10, 12 years old, and Addams Family was a big deal in worldwide. So you took something that was hot and you had a passion for it, and you figure out how to get that into a product, which gets connected with something like this, right? Something unique, something that's trending, something that has a lot of attention. I mean, if you do figures like that before the Trump presidency era, it wouldn't be the same thing, right? So there's something about the timing of it that is very important to what you have done yourself.
Absolutely. I'm going to give people the technique on how you do this because I've repeated the same formula my entire life. But I ended up selling this hand for 7 years of my life. I traveled from New York City to Washington, D.C., to San Francisco. I even went to Japan. And I would just set up on the ground wherever I went and sell hands. Wow. So from that, this is the thing, right? And you know the saying, do your thing, right? Do your thing. So my thing was not thing. My thing was making people smile. I like to make people laugh and smile. And I figured if I could do it with the thing, I could do it with other things as well, other toys. So I started creating toys and novelties, and I ended up selling them to stores and then bigger stores. And pretty soon I was in Walmart, Target, 7-Eleven, Walgreens. We were doing $10 million a year, Manuel, with wholesale.
Wow.
With crazy toys.
I didn't have that story. I didn't have that full story, Jay. That's amazing. Yeah. So on the retails, you really penetrated the retail stores with these items.
Penetrated the retail stores and did it for like 20 years. And then in 2015, I lost everything. At the age of 54, right? It's easy when you're a young guy to bounce back, but when you lose it when you're that old, the tendency is to think, wow, I'm too old to start again. If I was really going to be successful, I would have already been successful. So I lost everything. I had no money. I had no 401k. I didn't own my house. I had to get rid of all my employees, my factory. I was literally at rock bottom with no assets, and I was $1 million in debt. And that was my entry into online. So that's kind of my backstory.
All right. So I'm so curious about how did you end up losing all of it? Is there a short explanation to that it's not requiring another episode?
Very short. When you wholesale, and this is a good lesson for anybody who thinks, I want to be a wholesaler, I want to sell to stores. When you sell to a store like a Walgreens or a Walmart chain, you have one corporate buyer who decides if your product should be in their stores. So if that buyer thinks that your product is not worthy, you don't get in there. And for some reason, my creative products, my products are really out there. We had a lot of conservative buyers, and they go, no one's going to like your products, Jay. We just don't have faith in you anymore. That's essentially what they said. And nobody would buy from me. So I couldn't connect with the end user because the store buyer, the corporate buyer was standing in my way. So I lost everything. So that's the short answer.
Wow. Okay. All right, but you didn't give up. You felt I got to keep on going and figure something out, and that moved you over to the internet, right on time for a massive explosion on Amazon and a new world of opportunity there. So how did you start with the Amazon world, Jay? Because I know that was your starting point on the e-commerce side of things. Yeah,
good question. I took an Amazon course, and the first rule, and your listeners who know Amazon will tell you the same thing. The first rule they preach and tell you is find a product that's already successful and then give a privately labeled version of that product, add some bells and whistles, create something new about it. But essentially, it's really the same product. So that's why you go on Amazon and you find 70 or 80 of the same products, and they're just slightly different, but the consumer really can't tell that they're different. To them, it's really the same.
Right, so it's just a copy. You adjust the copy and the images, and you make it look different, even though it's not different.
Exactly. So I broke that rule right away. I said, you know what? I'm already $1 million in debt. I have nothing. At least if I'm going to go down, let me go down with something that I want to create that I love. So I looked around at that point, late 2015, early 2016. What was getting attention at that point? Where was the media focused? And I thought, exactly. I spent 9 months designing this product.
Well, let's see what this product says.
Well, you have the
I'm
newer
opening it up
version.
right here. Is that the newer version?
You have the
I
newer
know.
version. This is the older version.
I know part of the story, Jay, and I know you have. We can be talking about this for hours with you because you have fascinating stories to tell. But I know part of your story is that it was the pen, not this, right? Not the figures. It was a darn pen, all right?
Yeah,
And it was not only this pen. It was in the middle of the massive political campaign between Hillary and Trump, and
Right.
you created pens for both. Right?
Yeah.
And then they had quotes for each one. Let's see what this guy says.
The collusion delusion is over. America will never be a socialist country.
So that was a brilliant idea. And then you had these two pens. We don't even have the Hillary. Nobody cares about Hillary anymore. So we don't have the Hillary pens at this point. We will be losing money with them, a ton of money with them right now, Jay, right?
I did lose money.
You did lose money, right? So this one is still hot. Hillary, not that much, but you had these two hand in hand, and I think what was it? The Trump Jr. He grabbed one of your pens or one of your toys and put him on his Christmas tree, and then you had a.
What was it
You
say?
also had. You also had a. I know that a lot of things happened along the way, but there was a station that picked it up, right? And this thing exploded, right? Tell us about that.
I had given this to a toy distributor, and I tried to promote it myself. And the toy distributor did it for 4 months, and he said, Jay, I can't sell it to one single store. Nobody wants it. So I had this pen, 25,000 pens. I give it to him. He gave them all back to me. I said, will you take them for $1 each? He said, no, nobody wants these. So I spent 9 months of my life trying to make these things and promote them. Nobody wanted them. And then one day, Sean Hannity brings it on his show, and it explodes. The first day we did, the first night, $10,000 in sales on Amazon, one night. The next day, $55,000 in sales on Amazon. The next day, $166,000 in sales on Amazon. We did almost $1 million, Manuel, in 5 weeks. And we became the #1 toy on Amazon. From nobody wanting it to the #1 toy on Amazon.
What a story! And when you guys listen to this story, just bear in mind that it looks like an overnight success, and he got lucky. But look at all the battles that he went through trying to get this product out there. First of all, he lost everything. He created a new line, and then he spent 9 months trying to get this product picked by anybody, and he was trying to give it away for $1, just somehow get some money back. And he got lucky. I mean, I keep on talking about this philosopher that has this one quote, Seneca, that says, what does it mean to get lucky? When preparation meets opportunity. So if there's one thing that we have that you can find across any entrepreneur, you're going to find it over and over, no matter where you are at. Failure is an absolute part of the process. It's inevitable. And if anybody's going to tell you, I can tell you, I, for one, when I started doing the marketing agency, and this was back in 2015, I got my first client. My first client officially was my father, Frank Suarez. He made my life really easy because Frank was a great content creator. He was incredible. Like all I had to do is press a few buttons and get people to see his content. He had great production. All that stuff was going on, and it was fantastic, right? So he made my life easier. So I thought, oh, wow, look at that. I'm pretty good. And then at some point along the way, shortly after, my dad meets with Dr. Berg. They're friends. Dr. Berg says, who's helping you? My son. You should contact him. And at that point, I think it was like 4 or 5 staff that I had in the organization working for the Natural Slim. And then Dr. Berg gave me the business, and I started marketing for him. So again, what do we have? Another unicorn, Jay. Piece of cake. All I got to do is press a couple buttons. Dr. Berg, I'm a genius. Look at me. I'm a genius. And then I I kept on, and I used to go to clients, and I used to tell them, I have 100% track record. I've never been fired. I am perfect. Look, you come to me, you know, this is the way it's gonna be. We're gonna blow up your business, and because I was so confident, because I started off with 2 unicorns. I have not had another unicorn like Dr. Berg and Natural Slim since then. These guys are on their own. All right, these guys are on their own world. My dad is an incredible content creator. He's a genius. Dr. Berg is another one. I was lucky. I was proven wrong so fast. I used to have that credibility, or that positioning, that I used to be like, you know, I've never been fired. Jay, let me tell you something. I cannot say that anymore. I have been fired plenty of times now. Because I didn't have those unicorns when they came in to me. Like, you know, I think you yourself, Jay, with us, the first 6 months, we were trying to make it work. You know, it started taking off in the last couple of months, right? So it is marketing. There's one thing in the world of business that all the success stories have in common. One thing. And that is, that word, that's too light. Let's see. Wait a second. This is too light. Can I fix this here? I think I can fix it. Anyways, you guys are going to be able to read it. I'll fix this later. Persistence. That is the one thing that, you cannot even see that, all right? So I apologize for that. But that is the one thing that you guys are going to find across any successful entrepreneur, any successful story. We all have that one thing in common. We can fall, we can pick ourselves back up, and then we keep on going. And it's been like that throughout ages. That's the differentiating factor. So Jay, instead of giving up and going to flip burgers somewhere, getting a job at Walmart, he kept on going, and he kept on risking things and sacrificing things and putting himself at risk to make things work. And then eventually things took off. So that's the biggest thing that you guys all need to have, is that process of, yes, you need to have training, you need to have smart strategies, you need to get yourself educated, you need to stay connected. I mean, what Jay said at the beginning of our interview, he said, look, I saw somebody that was a rising star and I stuck with him. That's really valuable, because you need to look at people that are doing it and learn from them and absorb what they're doing and implement that yourself. Because if you try to battle things on your own, then that's also going to be an issue. So you have to be willing to learn. You got to be a student of life. You got to be a student of the world. Otherwise, you miss out. All right, that's really good, Jay. Great stuff. So, okay, so one thing, I want to talk about this a little bit, the subject of...
You're so persistence and never giving up. And looking at failure as really, I know people have said this before. People have said this before.
Jay, hold on a
People have
second.
said this before. People have said this before. People
Hold on
have
a
said this
second, because
before.
I
People have said
stopped
this
hearing
before.
you
People have
right
said this
now.
before. People have said this before. People have said this before. People have said this before.
I'm reconnecting my headsets. Okay, try it again.
Can you hear me now?
No, 1 second.
Hello? Hello?
1 second. Okay, do it again. Let's go.
Hello?
Okay, now, I got you. I got you.
Can you hear
So what were you saying, Jay? Say it again.
What you were saying before, Manuel, is persistence is so important, because people give up very, very quickly. And failure is really part of the process. You fail, you learn, you keep on going. And even with you and I, like you said, the first 6 months, there were a lot of things that weren't going right. But both of us are so persistent that we made it go right. And now we're having the highest numbers that I've seen on my website up to this day. So very good point, Manuel.
Very exciting. I mean, I think at this space, Jay, we keep it up like that. You've been building on Amazon for a long time. If we keep it up at the numbers that we're at, we're going to be really competitive with the Amazon world. If we keep it at these numbers over the last couple of days, we're going to be right there. But we are having the added benefit that we are capturing identities that you don't get to capture on Amazon, which is something that I want you guys all to know. When you build your own social media, when you build your own e-commerce, you control the whole conversation from start to finish. If you're on Amazon, Amazon controls that. Actually, they have policies against that. Again, I'm a big fan of Amazon, and we'll talk about that in a second some more. But in the Amazon world, They don't want you to communicate. They don't see that person as your customer. They see it as their customer. It belongs to them. It's their customer. So you don't have a right to promote other products. You don't have a right to send them offers. None of that stuff is something that you have the freedom to do. On the contrary, if you do so, you might actually get banned, and Amazon might shut you down. And they don't ask questions. They act, and then this whole thing will be a problem for you. So I want to talk about that for a second, Jay, because people many times ask me, and this is something that there's a lot of people trying to get in business right now. Actually, the whole world of business creation is booming right now, especially obviously in e-commerce. We have a massive uptrend on people trying to create businesses. So people ask me, Manuel, where should I start? Should I go to Amazon first? Should I go to Shopify? Where do I go first? I only have like $5,000, or I only have $2,000, or I only have $20,000, or whatever. And I always tell them, and I want to have a conversation with you about this, because I always tell them, look, it's common sense. Let's talk about logic here. Amazon already controls the population. They have over 100 million monthly unique buyers and hundreds of millions worldwide, and they're growing on markets that we didn't even dream about being a part of. India and Japan and Europe and all over the place. So they have all this attention, and we don't have that attention. There's a reason why they are the fourth most valuable company on the planet. They have attention. If you're starting up, you got to realize that you got to be humble, and you got to understand that you don't have attention. So if you think about, where do you go first? Do you go to a place that has all the attention, unlimited attention? So maybe you can grab a little tiny piece, because all you need is a very, very small grain of attention to be able to, from that entire world of Amazon. Sometimes people don't even understand. Like some of the products, there are products out there that are very unique, and you wouldn't think, like my brother Francisco, he's my oldest brother. He sells and he's also like you, Jay. He created a product which is quite unique. He sells the rubbers that get put in the front of the electronic skateboards. And he created a custom mold on a 3D printing machine. He created a custom mold, and then he sent it to China, got it quoted, and that's what he sells. And he has a brand called DIY Empire, Do-It-Yourself Empire, and he positioned himself, and he's doing pretty good with it. It's a very unique market, very niche market, and he still has this powerful business that is feeding him and his own family. Just by that, there's so many people on Amazon that even with a very small niche market, you can do very, very well. And there are opportunities. Some markets are very complicated. Like I have a market, Jay, you know about market that, my first seminar that I ever did, I talked about my market, which is a bedsheets market that I sold in 2017, that business. But I was selling bedsheets. That's a very intense market right there. It's very, very cutthroat. It's heavy. You have big brands. You have the Martha Stewarts, the Clara Clarks. You got to go deep into that, because there's so many people out there trying to do the same thing, and many of these brands are selling the same product. That's going to be more complicated. If you go down a route like the Kamhi route, like my brother's route, well, you're going to have less competition, but it requires more creativity. It requires more like, I'm going to find out something that maybe people don't know that they want yet, and I'm going to go ahead and create it. Similar to what Henry Ford said when they asked him, why did you decide to create a car? Why didn't you survey this? Like, what did they want? And he said, I didn't survey it because if I would have asked them what they wanted, they would have said that they wanted a faster horse. And because they didn't know, like, this whole thing. So when you have a creative mind like that, like Jay does, you can go out there and create something that you think is going to create attention. In the middle of like a hot market like that one, it's a brilliant thing to do. So when people ask me, where do I start, on Shopify or Amazon or e-commerce or Amazon, what do? I always tell them, go to the platform that already has the attention. and start there and get going and get some cash flow, get some success, get your feet wet, understand the failures, the ups and the downs, get your products out there listed, fail with them, try a new one, and go at it again. And when you find something that works, and Amazon has proven that there's people out there interested in your product, and you got some reviews, and you got some things going, and you got some cash flow, only at that point I recommend going to building an e-commerce world, or going to an agency like us and doing what Jay did last year, and he hired us for us to be able to run his marketing on that world. We don't work with his Amazon, we work with the social media world and his online e-commerce platform, which is very separate. So what are your thoughts on that, Jay?
You make some great points, and I think I want to share some value with your viewers, Manuel, because people ask me a lot, how do you create products? And I want to talk a little bit about a two-step process that I have. I've actually never shared this before because I don't want to create people competing with me. But at this point, I think that it's going to help enough people where I'll take that chance.
Well, I also say like, good luck. Good luck trying to compete with Jay. Go for it. I always tell them about myself. Jay, you know that I've been sharing my brands forever. I talk about the exact brands that I manage and I handle. So it's like a challenging thing. We enjoy the challenge. So, give it a try and see yourself fail trying to compete with the Jay. go for it. Let's talk about that.
People have tried, and I'm always creating something new, so it doesn't matter. So before we talk about the two-step process, let's have a discussion about creativity, because I think the barrier that stops most of the people I talk to is they say, I'm not creative. I'm not artistic. Here's a newsflash. I'm not either. But I use a definition of creativity that allows me to create. So here's my definition of creativity, which you can use. And if you use this, you'll be able to create stuff as well. Creativity for me is taking two old products and making one new product out of it. That's all it is. That's all I do. I look for two old ideas that are already out there and I combine them into something new. And that's what I do to be creative. So let's take a real life example of something that I've done before. Like I've applied this many times because I want to see if it works. First, you got to find something that has demand. What are people looking for? And the way I do that, I don't do the surveys either, Manuel, because like Henry Ford, faster horses, people will never tell you what they want. And I did that. What do you want to see? Well, I want this or I want that. It's never new. They can't think that way. So I look at search terms on Amazon. I will look at the search terms and see how many people are searching for these search terms. Let's give a real life example. Poop emoji is a search term. Poop emoji. Why am I looking for poop emoji? That's, you know me by now, that's the type of thing I do. I look on poop emoji and I see there this was years ago, about 15,000 people each month looking for poop emoji. So I type poop emoji into Amazon and I go to page 1 and I see that it's filled with emoji plush dolls. Not one, not two, there's 70, 80 different listings, all poop emoji plush dolls. So there's
15,000 people a day we're looking for this. 15,000 people a day. A month, okay.
A month.
Okay.
A month. Yeah. Which is still a lot of people. If you can sell 15,000 units a month of something.
Absolutely.
So I look at that and I think, when I look at page 1, everybody is copying everybody else. Somebody sees poop emoji doll, and then everybody makes a poop emoji doll. Every factory in China starts converting their factory into poop emoji factories. And I see what I call the hungry bear. A hungry bear, they're looking to eat poop emojis. But what else can I feed them? What else can I give them that's not a poop emoji? So I go, okay, great. This is where creativity comes in. I start looking at more keywords. I see the term fart machine, huge search volume, fart machine, but everybody's offering fart machines. Two successful items, fart machines and poop emoji. So I decide, let's combine them together.
Do you got it right there? I have one in the office. Do you have one there?
We have.
There you have it, guys. If you're guys anybody on the podcast, you should definitely search Jay's products on Amazon. Poop emoji, you'll find them. Our friendly forest. Let's hear. Get it close to the microphone. Let's get it close to the microphone.
Okay.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. I love it. Okay,
Manuel,
good.
now creating farting products is a very serious business. I had to listen.
I got another one here. My guys brought me one. Look at this one. This is like even for the girls. Look at this. How cute is this, right? It even has the eyes, and this is like cuteness. Check this out. So it's a tough business. I get it. And then we have this one right here, right?
Yeah.
This is like a holiday one. This is to put in the Christmas tree, right? And then we have the poop emoji pens.
Yeah.
Go for it, Jay. Tell us.
I had to listen literally to thousands of fart audio sounds. So I had farting sounds on my computer, and I listened to thousands of them to pick out the top 50 ones. And then I surveyed those 50 farting sounds with my friends, my family. What do you think of this sound? And I play them farting sounds. And my kids would be like, Dad, we got friends coming over. Please don't ask them to listen to your farts. It's so embarrassing. I was like, okay, I won't do that. But I picked out the ones that worked. I put them in this farting poop emoji. And that's how you come up with a new product. And then the second part of it is, how do you get the product known? Because nobody in Amazon's ever heard of your product if it's brand new.
Let me say something.
Figure out
Yeah, let me say something, and then I'll let you keep on going on this because it's so valuable. But I want to share this point. Do you guys feel Jay's passion? Do you guys feel my passion on the subject of marketing? I think this might be one of the most important things if you guys want to succeed on any business that you're doing. Whether that's e-commerce or you're selling some kind of service, no matter what that is, you have to have a passion. And there's something about that I've been talking about on my content for all the last several months. Since COVID hit, I created a formula that is a 7-step sequence to succeed in the world of social media. And it starts with a superpower. What is that number one thing that you're specialist at, that you're really good at, that you have a passion for, that you enjoy talking about it, that you have so much fun? I mean, if you look at Jay, he's having a lot of fun going over 1,000 different sounds of farts. That's passion right there. Now, yes, we are in it because we're running a business. This is not a shocker. We're trying to make money. But if this desire to produce money is not driven by a purpose, it doesn't have the same effect. If all you're trying to do is to make money and you don't have a purpose, Jay has a purpose. He wants to make people smile. That's a very unique purpose. I have a purpose. I want to have people survive better, improve the quality of their lives, get their businesses to continue to flourish and prosper. There's a purpose there. So if you don't have that in place, when you see Jay talking about it, you can sense the energy that he has in this subject. It makes it easier for him to go out there and create and think about our ideas. And look at what he just did, right? He talked about, poop emojis. Well, I'm sure that when you saw that, Jay, you saw a lot of unanimated little toys like this that didn't have anything special. They just looked like a poop emoji. And then he did some more research. How can I make it special? And then he found that there were people that were enjoying fart machines. Well, believe it or not, this is a big deal. I don't know if you've been on a Tesla before, Jay, but Elon Musk launched an entire fart machine on the Tesla. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
There's a fart machine on the Tesla, and there's a little dashboard. Then you can program it, and if you do the left turn signal, it does a type of fart. Right signal, another fart. You can have people on the back seats, all right, and they might not know what's going on, and you can press a couple of buttons, and you'll fart on their seats, each of their seats, and it has easily 25 different variations of farts, and they all have names, like the silent one, the killer, the bomb. He put names on. Imagine, somebody had a lot of fun. Can somebody tell me what is the purpose of putting this on a Tesla? It's fun. It's enjoyment. It's passion, entertainment. That by itself is incredibly valuable. So Jay had that passion, and he created this idea, and it became really successful. Look, we have a lot of your products here, Jay. You've done a good job sharing that with us. This one's even glow-in-the-dark stuff, right? So creativity, guys, is what it takes. Anyways, Jay, I wanted to just jump in there and say that because If you don't find that thing that you don't get tired of talking about, that you don't get embarrassed, that your children don't get embarrassed because you're so into it, and they're begging you like they did to Jay, Dad, please don't embarrass me showing my friends like all these fart toys. You have to find that thing that you are passionate about, that you will talk about all the time. And if you find that, it's going to increase your potential for success dramatically. Go on, Jay. I didn't want to interrupt you.
What you just said, Manuel, I have to give you an amen on that. I've given talks to Amazon sellers, and when I talk about purpose, it feels like I'm not giving content. Everybody wants content, right? But this idea of being your passion, your purpose, that creates, like Ben Cummings said, this almost like super magnet that pulls you towards your goals, and magical things start happening for you. It really is like magic. Things just start coming your way because of that purpose, that passion. It attracts things. So I just tell people, if you're going to do something just for money, get a 9 to 5, because you're not going to be happy, and you're not ultimately going to make more money, because that purpose is not going to pull good things into your life. So yeah, Manuel, you're very, very good point. Purpose, so important.
Very good. So you were telling your story. You were talking about this process of creativity. Go on with the process, Jay.
Okay, so I took two things and I put them together. Now, I can either give you another example, or I can tell you what to do after that. What do you prefer?
Okay, so once you have those two ideas and you're ready to put them together, what did you do? Tell us about that. Okay,
so I put them together. You put the product together. There was a million ways to actually. The technical part of it, I'm not going to go into here, but once you have the product, how do you get it known? Because no one on Amazon has ever seen the product before, so you can't just go on there and promote it. You need, what I found successful is you need either the press or you need an influencer to promote it for you. And once the influencer promotes it for you, the press promotes it for you, the product explodes. And then it's your brand. So anybody copies it, they're never going to succeed. And I've done this with several products where I've made them from scratch. No one's ever heard of them. An influencer jumps on it, and then it explodes. So let me give you an example. How do you find an influencer? Might be the question that people are asking. How do you get the product to the press? Sean Hannity made my pen successful. Rush Limbaugh made my birthday card successful. And you might think, how do I get it there? The old days, you would just send your product with a press release to the press, or you would hire a PR agent to do it for you. But I find that doesn't really work anymore. What I find works is to allow the influencer or the reporter to find your product on their own, or have one of their readers or fans give them your product, which means that when you're designing this product, you have to design it with them in mind. So I'm thinking, if I make this, are they going to like this product enough to show it? What can I do to make them like this product? So I'm actually designing it with them in mind. And inevitably, the next step is you do tons of promotion on it, which is where your agency comes in, promoting it on Facebook, getting things out there. One of the secret benefits that you've never talked about, Manuel, because I'm not sure if you are fully aware of how powerful this is, what you do. You don't just drive people to a website. You don't just get more attention for the brand. You allow influencers and reporters and the news media to find your product. You allow the fans of these influencers to find your product and send it to them. So I create my product with them in mind. You go out and promote it, and then somebody finds it and sends it to Rush Limbaugh, right? My birthday card, my talking birthday card. Again, same process as before. You open it up.
I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I would never say in your case that you're fired, so I'll just say you're hired.
This birthday card.
I love that.
This birthday card, again, I did it the same way. I found on Amazon the search term by accident, Trump birthday card. I go, wow, everybody's searching for Trump birthday cards. And there were tons of them. How do I make it new? Well, there have been musical birthday cards for 20 years. The concept of a talking birthday card is old. I go, let me just put his voice on the card. And I did. One of Rush Limbaugh's fans saw it because you promoted it on my Facebook page. He gave it to Rush Limbaugh's producer. The producer gave it to Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh played it on the air, and our sales jumped to, I don't even want to tell you how, because no one's going to believe how well we do with this. But this is all a result of getting an influencer behind you. So for every product you make it with the influencer in mind, make it with the press person in mind, and then promote the hell out of it and get the fans to send it to them. And it works literally every time.
So there's two major takeaways here. All right, number one, once you get through the creativity process and you get that product, which is gonna be slightly different. Like obviously, a lot of you guys have products similar to what we have in Natural Slim. We have supplements, or you might have a service, or you're a dentist, or you're a chiropractor. I don't know, depending on what you are. It's a little bit of a different route if you have a service, because obviously you're not gonna have a creativity process. You're gonna deliver quality service. The point is that you need to communicate, and you need to communicate as much as possible. And you need to let people know what you're doing and the value of what you're doing. And eventually, this might get in the right ears, or in the right eyes, or in the right hands. And that's a process that you can actually get done with social media. Social media is a distribution channel. That's what it is. Social media is a media outlet bigger than anything else ever in history, bigger than Fox, than CNBC, than NBC, bigger than anything else. No newspaper, no magazine, no radio has ever had so much penetration as what Facebook, Instagram, and these platforms have, period. So it is a channel to distribute a message. As you get this message distributed and you get it seen by people, people are going to show interest towards your products. Some of them are going to show more interest than others, and then that's how you take off. Now, that's on the social media side of things, and the Amazon brand will actually take off if you're doing a good job of these areas that Jay is talking about. For the e-commerce, I would say that the influencer strategy is a very important strategy, but you don't have to, if you look at what we've done, here's a hot tip for you guys that are in the social media world right now, trying to market and trying to sell your products. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Some of our best performing ads right now that are driving sales for Jay's brand are very simple unboxing videos with people that know how to communicate on camera and talk about a different product, even shot with an iPhone. As simple as that. These products are producing great return on investment. In Jay's case, we invest $1 and we get $6, $7 back right now. And that's incredible. That's like, you want to keep on pouring money there because it is an opportunity. We found something that works. Now, how long did it take us to make it work? It took us months until we figured it out. And that's all part of the process. Jay could have easily quit on me 6 months ago. But instead of that, he kept on believing in the path. And he kept on trusting in us. And eventually, we got it. And now we're rolling. And we've been rolling for the last couple of months and getting better and better and better. So you got to keep on working on it until you find something that works. So that influencer strategy goes beyond hiring somebody that has 1 million followers. Like, you're not going to go and hire Kylie Jenner. She's going to cost you $1 million for a post. But you have a lot of micro influencers and smaller people that have smaller followings that are able to talk about this thing, and then eventually this could get into the right hands of somebody that has more power overall. How do you get these people? Well, apologize. There's many ways. I'm going to give you guys a platform that you can use to get started with. If you want to start, if you're ready, if you believe you have a revolutionizing product ready to go to market, or you already have it and you're struggling trying to get more sales like this, if you have something like that that's special, then you can start trying to contact influencers and go down this route. You can use that content this influencer puts out together so you can advertise on social media, and that will be quite helpful. There is a platform that I have used for many, many years, which is now owned by YouTube. YouTube purchased it. Obviously, YouTube is a sub company of Google. This platform was purchased by YouTube, and it allows you to find influencers from micro ones to large ones across all social media platforms. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these guys, Snapchat, etc. So you can go in there and you can contact these influencers. A lot of these people are really struggling to make money. So all they have is attention, but they're not business owners. They don't have their own brands. So they need to be able to generate some income, because otherwise they cannot feed themselves or their families. So because of that, there are opportunities of people that have certain reach that can get the word out about your products and eventually get into bigger hands along the way. The platform that I recommend that you look into is called famebit.com. If one of my guys are here on the call, you guys can put the link below, but it's Famebit, fame as in being famous, bit as a bit, B-I-T, B as in boy, I-T.com. If you go to that platform, it's a platform owned by YouTube. You sign in, you create an account as a brand, and you can see what the quotes are for these people. Some of these guys are going to make mentions and talk about your products for $100. Some of these guys have bigger followings, and you can see their exact followings, and you can hire them and even converse and trying to negotiate what the cost is going to be to get them to advertise and talk about your products. They can do unboxing videos. They can do all kinds of things. In our case, I can tell you right now, for Jay, we are not using influencers at all on social media. Jay has used them for a while, and this has been very successful. But right now, we're using people that know how to communicate. Some of these staff that are creating these videos are AGM staff that are basically opening up these products. They're talking about them. They're saying, oh, wow, look at this. It can say that. It can do that. This is cool. I like it because of this, and I like it because of that. And I think this is pretty awesome, and I can actually enjoy this. And look, my daughter is using it. And I mean, one of our chief marketing officer, Jorge, his daughter got super into it, and she did an unboxing video of, we're not going to turn her into a political subject because she didn't do Trump, but she did an unboxing video of Predicto, which is another toy that he has that you can go like that, wave your hand, and it's going to tell you your future. So she did an unboxing video, and it was brilliant. 5-minute video, and just her, right? She's at her desk. She's at a desk. She has a nice background. They're using an iPhone, and she's unboxing the video. And this thing is absolutely killing it. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be anything like high tech. You don't need to go and produce a $10,000 video. None of that is required. All you got to do is have passion. Once you have passion, these things fall into place. In our case, in AGM marketing, we live and breathe passion in our organization, and because of that, we get creative all the time. Like Jay is getting creative with his brand, we're getting creative with the marketing of the brand, and we accomplish success. It doesn't always happen quickly, but we eventually, if we persist, we get some success. So two takeaways that I have from what Jay just explained right now is, number one, get the word out there. Get influence, the people that have the ability to communicate, they have following, talk about your products. Use a platform like famebit.com to find these people today, contact them and get going. Number one. Number two, you got to promote on social media. You got to put the word out there, and that's going to help you once you have a set up channel, for example, on Amazon, so you can start bringing people from Facebook into Amazon and also from Facebook into your own store. So what do you think, Jay? Is there anything else that we can share with them about the process?
There's actually something that I learned while working with you that I really didn't understand. And when the influencers talk about your product, they don't talk about it again, like maybe they'll show it once. But there are a lot of people who may have seen it. They don't know where to get it. They don't know how they can order it from you. And this is where the Facebook advertising I find that you guys do is really valuable. We had Donald Trump Jr. take our Trump figure and put it on his Christmas tree. People saw it. A lot of people have seen it. They don't know where to get it. They have no idea. They see your ads on Facebook and they go, oh yeah, I heard about that. Or they're seeing it for the first time and they're able to order it. So this idea of once you have the influencers or the media, you need to do promotion after that so people can actually capitalize. And the second thing you taught me was scaling. I don't know if you remember, okay, I'm going to spend $100 a day on Facebook. To me, that was a lot. I go, $100 a day, Manuel, on Facebook? That's crazy. That's $3,000 a month. And when you finally found the formula where you're going, hey, Jay, you're doing 6 to 1 right now. For every dollar you spend, you're getting 6 back. I think we should scale up. I go, all right, I'll let you do $200 a day. And it's like, no, Jay, you don't understand. You should be doing $1,000 a day. I go, 1,000? Are you smoking crack, Manuel? $1,000 a day? I'm not spending $1,000 a day on Facebook. And you go, but you're getting 6 to 1 for every dollar. It's like printing money. It just wasn't sinking into my head. And I did it. And I said, okay, go for $1,000 a day. And you brought me back $6,000 a day. Or I invest 500, you bring me back 3,000. And now I'm used to doing it, but it's a whole different mindset. So I would suggest that if you find a formula that's working and you're making a certain amount of money, pour everything you can financially that you can afford into that campaign or that project, and you'll just see more benefits. And it's hard because you want to save your money, but promotion is the key.
Yeah, it's like that adrenaline that you get when you go to the casino and you start putting money on that slot machine, and it starts giving you, and you win, right? And you want to keep on pouring money there. But the beauty of it is that we already put all the hard work for a long time. At this point, we've been working for your brand now since December of last year. It's going on 11 months. Actually, it's about 11 months. And it's been a lot of work, a lot of energy, a lot of we got to make this work. Let's go. What do we do? What do we try? Let's go. That didn't work. Let's try this one. And now, once we got the formula, it's like you said, it's like printing money. So we just want to keep on pouring coal to that fire and just keep on monitoring, because again, this is not social media is also not a set it and forget it platform. You still have to manage it. You have to continuously adjust. It gets to a point that an audience does get exhausted. You got to try out a new audience. You got to give that audience a new, fresh creative. You got to keep on working. It's a nonstop process. And that's what people don't realize. Like this whole passive income idea, even for Amazon brands, right, Jay? Do you have passive income yourself, Jay?
What do you mean?
Do you actually not work on your Amazon brand and Amazon keeps on depositing money and you go and drink pina coladas at the beach? Or do you work on your brand?
No, I drink pina coladas every day at the beach.
And you don't work on your brand much? Yeah.
I work on my brand every single day. I think it, I live it, I dream it. Wherever I'm going, I'm getting ideas, I'm marking them down of what to do. But it's not work, it's fun. So that's the whole ties back to your concept about purpose and passion. When you're on your purpose or passion, it's not work. You enjoy doing what you're doing. You would rather do this than go to the beach, or you go to the beach and you're thinking of ideas on the beach. So yeah, you got to keep working it.
It's a constant process. It doesn't stop. So you got to keep on creating on it. A while ago, they promoted the Amazon opportunity like passive income opportunity, and that's not the way it works. You got to create on it. No. Otherwise, it's not going to bring back to you. Okay, Jay. So it's been an hour. It's been a great conversation. I mean, you and I can talk for hours and hours and hours. Because we have so much to share and we enjoy each other's presence so much. But hey, we're just getting started, Jay. We're going to do this again in a while once we get to a new number to tell new stories and give more value to people. I'm personally on a mission, Jay. I'm trying to give people opportunities that they can actually travel themselves, and people like you do give them that opportunity, and it's exciting for you to be able to spread the word with me, and I really appreciate you being here with me and talking about your brand and your creativity process, which is quite unique. So I want to thank you for that. Before we head out, I can't help it but ask you since we're here live, for you to tell me a little bit about your experience of working with my team so far, because I know you have some things to say about that, Jay. I'm putting you on the spot. I know we didn't plan this. I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah. It's really funny, Manuel, because I was actually going to do this anyway, because I like to flow back power to people who give me power. And what I've seen working with you guys is making the investment to hire you. It was a chance. I've never made that big of an investment before, but we constantly talk about this at our company meetings. You guys are relentless. You're always looking to do something new, always trying something new. It's that spirit of play that we have in our company. 11 o'clock at night, your guys are trying new things on my account. 3 a.m, you're trying new things, looking to see what's working, what's not working. And the creativity is amazing. It's things that I never would have thought of, and I'm in this business, you're thinking of. And we've seen a lot of creatives, we've seen a lot of marketing companies. There literally is nobody that I've seen that is like you, Manuel. And I have no reason to say this, but if anybody out there is thinking about using you, I don't know if that's the case, but if they're on the fence, I can just tell you that of all the decisions I've made, this has been probably one of the best. And I'll relate it back to what I call the 5 Ps. You have your product, you have your profit, you have your promotion, you have your personnel or people, and you have the planet, right? So you got to think about the planet. How you're gonna go worldwide. You got to think worldwide. You got to think about the people working for you. You got to think about, is your product making profits? And you got to think about the product. Is it a good product? But so many people, they slack off on the promotion. They think they're doing enough. Whatever you're doing now, you can do 10 times more. We're doing 10 times more promotion now working with you than we did before. It's the best thing I've ever done. Plus, I have new opportunities coming my way. I have people contacting me to give me their products that are amazing, haven't been seen here in the United States, because they see the job I'm doing promoting. And they go, wow, can you do that for us? And I know I can, because I just go to Manuel. I go, hey, Manuel, I got this new product. Can we do it? And you go, absolutely. So this is been an amazing experience. And just if you can see me, if you can feel me from my heart, I wholeheartedly recommend whoever's out there, if they're thinking about it, go call Manuel. And my worry has always been, one day Manuel is going to be too big to accept new clients. So I better get in now while he still needs people or still is accepting clients. That's honestly how I feel.
Well, you're grandfathered into it, Jay. You're definitely a grandfather. I'm not leaving you. As long as you don't leave me, I don't leave you. That's a promise.
All
That's
right.
for sure.
Good deal, man. Good deal.
Well, it's almost like I should pay you for this testimony. That's incredible, Jay, and it means a lot to me. I mean, I can tell you personally, I have worked really hard in my organization with my group to be able to work with the brands that I like to work with. Maybe when I started, because I had nothing, and when I started building the agency, I already had accomplished success, so I was okay financially, but I had to grow a business, so I become a little bit more like, oh, I can help you. Yes, I can help you, instead of selecting people on the way that I want to work with. At this stage of the game, I am more connected with the brands that I want to work with, and your brand and you. It's something that for me is very special, Jay. I love working with you. I'm excited about it. You know that I know how to make money. I mean, you see me do webinars that produce millions of dollars. You yourself have been a part of that. So the lack of making money is not a problem that I have. And you'll see me texting in the middle of the night. I'm texting you about a record that you broke or whatever it is, because it drives me, Jay. It really does drive me to help special people and special brands. And that's what I like to do. I like to push on special, like helping people like Dr. Berg. I'm going on 4 years. This guy, I mean, he's like such a friend of mine. He's such a pleasure to work with. And my father, oh my God, I'm working with Chick Corea. You know about that, one of the greatest jazz legends on this planet. And all these people that are incredible, that's what I like. So anybody that feels they have a great brand that should qualify for this, that's what we're into at AGM. We're into driving big purposes, big missions, and helping a lot of people out. Because especially in this environment, in this world, I think the world needs a lot of us, a lot of people that are willing to help and make a difference, because that's how we're going to get out of it. So anyways, anybody that's here, that if you guys want to text me, Jay, I don't know if you know that. You have my personal phone number, so that's different. But I have a line for the public. So if you guys want to text me, 813-212-2196. Ask me questions. This is directly to me. There is no VS, no moderators. I get your questions directly. I'm helping a lot of people already. There's people that text me every day here, and they ask me questions about their Facebook campaign and their strategies and whatever, and I'm super into answering these questions every day. If I don't get to all the questions, I will eventually get to them. But I just sent out a broadcast right now letting you guys know about that I had Jay here. So if you guys want to text me and have a conversation with me and connect with me more, I am on that personal mission, and I enjoy that more than anything, helping you guys survive during a difficult time. So 813 sounds like, every time that I say it, I sound a little bit like an infomercial, I know, but I mean it. 813-212-2196. I'm sure one of my guys is going to put it on the chat boxes here on Facebook and YouTube, all right? So Jay, it's been so much fun, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for your awesome words about working with my team. I'm super proud about my team. These guys are amazing. You have some people that help on your account that they have built a passion for your brand, which is it's what drives it. Passion drives results, guys. This is like a major statement of the day. Passion drives results. If you have that passion, you will be able to do well. If you don't, you're probably going to struggle with your brand along the way. Before you say anything to say goodbye, Jay, let me bring you back because my Bluetooth headset keeps on failing on me. Try it again. Let's talk. Okay.
Yeah, let me just say one closing. Well, thank you for saying all those nice things about me, Manuel, and I value you as much as you value me. And just for your listeners, for your viewers, again, I want to just say I was like 54 years old and I lost everything. And now my company is a Inc. 5000 company, one of the top 5,000 fastest growing companies in the United States. I went from 0 to the top 5,000. You're never too old. There's no reason why you can't, no matter how many failures you've had, you can try again, you can learn from your mistakes, and it becomes easier. Every time you fail, the next time is easier. So please, I can say, don't give up, try it again. Things can change faster than you think.
Awesome. Awesome, Jay. Thank you so much, man, and we'll stay in touch. Thank you for being here on the show today. I appreciate you very, very much.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, so that was it for the Social Marketing Hour. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. Remember, if you guys want to text me, I'm super into that right now. So 813-212-2196. If you guys are on the podcast, 813-212-2196. Send me a message there and introduce yourself. I already got a couple messages. So I appreciate you guys very much, and let me know what your business is. If you have any questions on marketing, that's what I'm passionate about. I live and breathe marketing, and I want to help you guys succeed in this environment, all right? So that's it for today's show. I will see you guys on the next episode. The next episode, Christian, who do we have next week? Oh, wow. That's going to be an exciting one. Next week on the 29th of October, day before Halloween. Halloween is the 31st or the 30th? I think it's the 31st, right? 31st, yeah. So 2 days before the Halloween, we have the Chief Marketing Officer of AGM Marketing, Jorge Rodriguez, who's been by my side every step of the way while we're building this agency. We're going to talk about a lot of things that are working today in this environment. We're going to go deep into the marketing environment on social media and talk about opportunities that we're seeing, what's working, what's not working, and that should be something that you guys can take a lot of advantage of, especially going into a holiday season, which is going to be breaking records on e-commerce. So make sure that you tune in. We're going to be promoting that on email, all over the place, on social, and just make sure that you're there because you're going to be blown away with the content that we have for you guys next week. See you on the next Social Marketing Hour episode.